Yo, I'm excited to break this one down for y'all. Super special one for y'all today. It's time for us to find out about kale. If you're trying to stay stale, stay away from kale. So today's video is gonna be about kale. How eating kale every single day for a year has really evolved my life. And 5 reasons why you might want to start eating kale yourself. Let's get into this. So I started eating kale from just doing like research on the internet because I really wanted to improve my diet. I started hearing about all of these superfoods left and right, and I wanted to know, okay, what superfoods can I add into my diet that like really will make an impact? And then from learning about all the benefits from kale, I was just like, whoa, this is definitely a food that I should be implementing. But how? It's like in the initial, I would cook kale a little bit and add it to my meals. Now I don't cook my kale, I eat the kale raw because it's always best for us to eat our live nutrients alive, and when you cook it, it kills some of the nutrients off. You don't want that. But if you are starting to introduce kale into your diet, do what you need to. Try and steam it, don't cook it. But introducing kale into my diet really helped evolve my health. There's a slew of nutrients found in kale which have gone to really keeping me whole. Like I follow a very heavy workout regimen, and eating kale allows me to recover quickly. My recovery is a lot faster since I started implementing kale on a daily basis. The amount that I have to eat has decreased on a regular basis as well, because it's not even like it was anything on purpose. Kale is just really high in fiber. The fact that kale is really high in fiber, I will eat my meal and like I'll put like 70% of my plate kale now, and then like whatever remains, it's like after I'm done with the kale, I'm already almost full. And then if I eat lentils, or if I'm eating chickpeas, or if I'm eating quinoa, whatever it is around it, it's just the icing on top. I always try to get through my greens first and then get to if I'm having a cooked dish or whatever, because you want to reward yourself with your cooked dish, but you want to get through the greens because your body needs the greens and you want the cooked dish. And it's not that there isn't any nutrients in cooked meals, but it's always better to get your nutrients alive, untouched, raw. Let's start off by listing all the nutrients found in kale. Kale is absolutely high in vitamin A, vitamin K, potassium, manganese, copper, calcium. Yo, the list doesn't end. Kale got it all. Your body literally will regenerate from consuming kale on a daily basis. So if you consume a lot of things that are degenerating your body, start forgiving yourself and eating some kale, because you deserve it. So all that was all the reasons why I decided to start incorporating kale into my diet on a regular basis, and all the changes that I've seen. Let's get into the 5 reasons why you might want to start incorporating kale in your diet on a regular basis. Let's get into it. Kale. Kale never fails. Number 1, kale is a super antioxidant. Kale only fails when we fail to eat kale. When something goes through oxidation, it's an oxidant, that means that it is deteriorating, like it's oxidizing. So when you cut an apple in half and it starts oxidizing, the brown of the apple you start seeing the brown, the apple is immediately degenerating. An antioxidant is something that you literally have the apple back in its original structure. You need to start consuming kale to avoid oxidation. So if you want your apples back in its original structure, you should start consuming antioxidants such as kale. Kale is super high in beta carotene, which your body can turn into vitamin A, which is very essential for healing. Just a cup of kale, has more vitamin C than a whole orange. Number 2, kale reduces blood pressure and reduces your risk of receiving heart disease. And if you have heart disease, consuming kale helps restore your body back into its original state. We need to understand that kale is high in potassium. Having an adequate amount of potassium in the body through consuming foods like kale that are rich in potassium helps keep the body in homeostasis, lowering your blood pressure and lowering your risk for heart disease. Consuming kale is very important, especially if you have any heart problems or blood pressure problems. Try and incorporate kale into your diet and see the doctor. Stop telling you what your problems are, because like no doctor knows you better than you know yourself, and you know what you're eating that's causing that not to happen. But by replacing it with kale, your world will change. Y'all got the greens. Let's get into number 3. It helps with eye restoration. Anything got the greens. Kale is high in lutein and zeaxanthin. Anything I got the greens. These are antioxidants that help restore your eyes. Like having this within your body, having high amounts of those nutrients within your body will help with issues like macular degeneration, cataracts, things that people go through when they aren't taking care of their eyes by not consuming the nutrients that the body needs to keep the eyes at tip-top shape. So if you have eye problems, you need to start consuming kale on a regular basis. And that brings us into number 4. Kale helps with losing weight. Kale is super high in fiber. When I eat kale, like I said earlier, like I eat a lot of kale, and after I'm done eating my kale, it's just in me and I feel it. It's not like when you eat at a buffet and then you have a whole bunch of plates and then you leave and then it's like I didn't even eat anything. They just finesse me. It's like, nah. When you eat a lot of kale, you feel it inside of you. And good carbohydrates. Kale is good carbs. So when you consume kale, it's taking up a lot of space in you, but it's not heavy in calories. When you consume foods that are high in fiber, it really helps keep your urges at bay. It helps keep your entire diet at bay, because if you don't consume a lot of foods that are rich in fiber, like pizza has no fiber in it. You can eat a whole box to yourself, but if you were to take the equivalent in kale, you couldn't get through half the box, because kale is rich in fiber. Fiber tells you to stop eating. That's the difference between natural foods and foods that aren't natural. Foods that are rich in fiber and foods that are not rich in fiber. The foods that are rich in fiber will tell you to stop eating it, because it will get you there. It'll get you to becoming full. So if you're trying to lose weight, consuming kale on a regular basis will really help keeping you full. And by being full, you won't feel the urges to go and eat more. And then with the feeling of not having to eat more, like you receive what you desire, which is losing weight. The fifth reason why you need to be consuming kale on a regular basis. Oh my gosh. Kale helps with calcium absorption. What is the benefits of high calcium absorption? Blood clots, you don't have to deal with that anymore because the calcium is going to where it needs to. Your bones are way stronger. You have superhuman bones because your body is absorbing the calcium. Now, how is kale doing this? Kale is rich in vitamin K. Kale, vitamin K. Kale, vitamin K. Yeah, you gotta just understand, kale is rich in vitamin K. Just 1 cup of raw kale consumes almost 7 times your daily value of vitamin K, which helps with calcium absorption, which allows you to have super strong bones, and which helps clear blood clotting within your body. If you have any blood clotting in your body, start consuming kale on a regular basis. See how that completely changes. Having that amount of calcium literally will change your blood, completely change your blood. And in order for you to be a new you gotta change your internals for good. You need to be consuming kale on a regular basis. It's not just about incorporating it once in a blue moon. Incorporate it as much as possible. And it's not about consuming kale raw. If you can't, like I consume kale raw on a regular basis, and that's because I gradually introduced it into my diet. If you want to work your way to there, it's okay to steam it. It's all right. Like, do what you have to do, but consume kale. If you gotta steam some of the kale, steam some of the kale. Don't cook it. Let's not cook our kale. Let's steam our kale just a little bit, not high temperatures, just a little simmer, and then get to a point where we don't have to steam our kale anymore, so that we're consuming that raw kale and we're getting 7 times our daily value of vitamin K in 1 little cup, because you deserve it. You deserve 7 times the amount of nutrients that you consume on a daily basis, so you could be 7 times the superhuman that you already are, so you can tap into the healing that is within you. Thank you guys for stopping by today. I hope that I was able to motivate you to get to the point where you want to consume kale, because I consume kale and I told you everything that I got from it, but it doesn't matter what I got from it. It's about what you want from it. You watch this video for a reason. Theories are over. You deserve it. Go and do it. Go and do it. Go forth and flourish. Go eat some kale. Kale never fails. I love y'all. I'll see you on the next one. It's all you need. It's all you need.